If this is how you maintain your database with all these notes, I'm here to tell you, you're doing it wrong. Every agent needs a CRM. I forgot to call that potential buyer back. What does that equal? That equals I lost that potential buyer because you didn't call them back. They wouldn't found another agent. A good CRM will help you in many ways. It's going to organize your business. It's going to help you prioritize your leads. It's going to help you plan your day. I'm a firm believer that every phone call only has two acceptable responses. One is an appointment set, which of course is the goal of the phone call. Secondly, a task set. So every person in your database should have a task assigned to them. Whether that's you're meeting them for an appointment or you have a scheduled follow-up call, whatever the case may be, they should have a task assigned. That way, no buyer or seller will ever slip through the cracks. It helps you with your time management because once you've achieved this, every morning you sit down to your CRM, very first thing, and your CRM is going to tell you, you have these 12 people to call. You make those 12 phone calls, then you get on with the rest of your day, whatever you have scheduled on your calendar. So when you make those 12 phone calls, if you reach the person, if you set an appointment, great. You log that in the CRM. If you don't reach the person or you do speak to them and they say, you know what, we're going to hold off until the first of the year. That's great. So what you do at that point is you set a task to call that person back the first of the year. However, here's a little caveat that I'll throw in, a little tip. If they say, call me back in 6 months, I'm going to set a task for 3 months. So always cut the time in half, right? Hey, I know you said to give you a call back in January. I know it's only October, but I just want to touch base and see if you were still on track for January. Maybe that timeline has changed. Maybe it got sped up. If it got sped up, they may not call you and tell you. So that's why you want to cut the time frame in half so that you're always in front of them whenever they are ready to make a move. It will bring organization to your life. It's going to help you stop chasing so much and being so reactive, putting out fires. Oh, I forgot to call this person. Now you drop what you're doing and you call the person while you're thinking about it. Or maybe you don't because you're involved with something. And then by the time you're finished with that task, you forgot already again that you were supposed to call a certain individual back. So keeping this organization and letting the CRM do the heavy lifting for you is paramount. Now, in choosing a CRM, there are many out there. There's no limit to the number of CRMs available to you. It doesn't matter to me which CRM you use. I just insist that you must have a CRM. By following these simple guidelines, I guarantee you just having a CRM and using it properly, that's key. I promise you, you will double your business. That alone is money in the bank. Now, in choosing a CRM, like I said, there's a plethora of them available on the market. Some have more features than others, etc. I personally like Chime. I think Chime is probably the best CRM on the market right now, in my opinion. If you're interested in checking out Chime, I'll put a link to how you can do that down here in the description. So feel free to click on that link and book a call with Chime and see what they have to offer. Some CRMs come with an IDX feed so that you have a website as well. Some do not. I personally believe you should invest in a CRM that does have IDX capabilities so that you can have the website as well. What that's going to do for you is it's going to add additional tools at your disposal. So when Bob the buyer goes on your website to look at a property, you'll know that they looked at the property, or if they viewed it 3 times, for example, like with my CRM with Chime, I have it set up to where if somebody views a property 3 times, I get notified. Because let's face it, if somebody looks at a property 3 times, they must be pretty interested in it. And I should probably be calling them and saying, hey, I saw you looked at this property at 123 Main Street 3 times. Would you like to set up a time to go see it? Perfect reason to call them, correct? Or if they haven't been around in a while and haven't been able to make contact with them for 6, 8 months, a year, 2 years, then all of a sudden I get a notification that Bob the buyer came back to the site. Oh, maybe his timeline has changed. Maybe he's now starting to look again. Hey, Bob, I noticed you were back on the website. Just wanted to check in with you and and see how things are going. What does your timeline look like now? Right? So it's going to do the spying for you, if you will, and kind of give you these nudges to let you know when you should be contacting people, when they're highly motivated, etc. Most CRMs are also going to give you the capability to have drip campaigns in place. Most of them will come with some templated drip campaigns that you can use to get started. If you choose to use a templated drip campaign from any CRM, I strongly encourage you to read the drip campaign first before deploying it. You'll want to go in and make little edits, make it sound like you, because sometimes they might throw something in there that you'll read it and you'll be like, oh, that sounds silly. I don't want that to go out. So you want to catch that before you just arbitrarily just throw drip campaigns on your database. Know what the drip campaigns are that's going out. If you want to write your own drip campaign, or maybe you already have one that you really like, they're typically pretty easy to upload into just about any CRM so that you're not stuck with just using a templated one. You can have your custom drip campaigns as well. Different CRMs have different capabilities. I mentioned that. That comes into play when you're talking about automations. Make sure when you're setting up your CRM that the pipelines that come standard out of the box with the CRM, they correspond with how you transact business. You can usually, in pretty much all CRMs, you can edit those pipelines and kind of rearrange them so that it fits your style as well. And the importance with the pipelines and the drip campaigns and the automations, why I'm kind of talking about all that together, is all those kind of work together, right? So if I change the pipeline from a new lead to maybe a hot lead, well, they should get a different drip campaign, or maybe it's a different cadence to how frequently I should contact them or call them. And I can have those automations set up so the CRM is adding those people to my call list on a daily basis. So if I want hot leads and I should be calling them at least once a week, well, I can simply have the automation set up so when I change somebody to a hot lead, the automation kicks in, and now they kick into my call list so that they get contacted every 7 days, because we don't want anybody slipping through the cracks. Hope you find great value in that. Again, I'll put the link below for Chime, because that is my personal favorite if you want to check them out. And but it doesn't matter, just use a CRM. Strongly encourage that.